are live, and I'm so excited. Carmel, thank you so much for joining me today on Monday, on this beautiful Monday.
My pleasure.
I, yeah, so guys, let me introduce to you this incredible woman who has had such a full life with digital marketing. She was kind of, as she tells me, really on the front lines of this since 1998.
Yeah.
Before we even knew what digital marketing was, or she was making ebooks. And so I'd love for her to just kind of share with us her journey through Legacy Builder, why she, all that she's been highly successful since she started on August 14th, guys. And yeah, Carmel, welcome. And thank you so much for being here.
Sure. Yeah, so like you touched on, I was sort of a pioneer in digital marketing when it was the dinosaur era. We didn't have automations, didn't have social media back in the 90s. And I released my first ebook in 1999, and it was a bestseller. Nobody even knew what ebooks were. And when
Right.
I first got my success in ebooks and in my first online course, then I thought, well, I'm going to teach seminars on this. So I started teaching seminars and teaching other people how to write and publish and market ebooks, but we didn't have the tools we have now. So
Right.
fast forward to literally a couple of months ago, I watched one of my girlfriends. She's a mom and a grandma. She's in her 50s like me, and she doesn't
Yep.
have a lot of tech skills like me. And I saw her making an incredible part-time income. Well, it's a full-time income, but she was working part-time hours.
Right.
And I said to her, like, how are you making this type of phenomenal income working 2 hours a day? I don't get it. I mean, tell me what you're doing. Because I like her, and I thought, well, this is intriguing.
Right.
So she
Right.
said, well, I have, a chronic illness and I'm in bed a couple days a week, but I'm literally doing it from my bed. And I said, no offense, but you don't look really good some days. So how are you doing this? Because I didn't
Yeah.
understand how she was showing her face. And I didn't mean that in a mean way,
Of
but
course. Of
she
course.
has a chronic illness. And she said, you don't even have to show your face. And I said, oh, this is interesting. Okay, tell me more. So I watched her for a couple months, and then I decided on August 14th to take the plunge, and I launched my Legacy Builder business. And it was interesting because the next day, August 15th, I was at a Panera coffee shop, which I don't know
Mm.
where everybody's located,
Yeah.
but where I am, it's like a
Love
bakery
Panera.
slash coffee shop. And I was
Hmm.
with a coaching client, and I was literally sitting there coaching somebody. And I looked down at my phone while I was sitting at this Panera, and I said, holy Toledo, I just made a $900 commission, which meant I had made my entire investment back in
Right.
22 hours. And I had never, as a serial entrepreneur since 1988, I have never owned a business where I made my entire
Yep.
investment back in 22 hours. It was like unheard of.
Right.
So the rest is history. It's just been going. I mean, I replaced my full-time income within a couple of weeks. And so here I am. I'm just excited. It's awesome to have something that is allowing me time freedom. So I have more time for ministry, for my family, for my coaching clients. And I don't have that pressure all the time of having to earn because something's generated for me. So that's my
Right.
story.
Right. So, so let's drill down about that, because I think we've touched on a couple different really incredible things about this opportunity, particularly. Number one, what do you mean by you recouped your investment with just one sale?
Okay, so when I purchased this program from my friend, the one that I mentioned to you was the ill mom and grandma that was making really good money with this. I purchased it one time. I chose the $900 program. There's a 100, 300, 600, or 900, but I chose to just go all in and buy the $900 program because that allows me off my automated website to sell all four streams of income.
Right.
And so I purchased it one time, and I have master resale rights, which means that every time it sells off my automated website, I make 100% commission. Unlike as an author, which I've been for 30 years, every time I've sold a book, I
Right.
maybe made 10% because there's middlemen and there's book retailers and wholesalers and distributors and agents. So by the time I ever got my little cut, it was about 10%. But this, I own it and I have master resale rights. So one sale is $900, which to
Right.
me makes more sense because in the past I would have to sell 450 books to make $900. Now I just need one customer. And so that's how I recouped my cost in my first 22 hours.
Right. And so, guys, this is the beauty of this. So, number one, we get 100% of commissions. And I know that's hard for people to wrap their heads around. And it was hard for me as well. It really was. Like I couldn't, I had a little minute to kind of
Yeah.
wrap my head around it. I was like, okay. I mean, I understood that, I understood 100% commissions, obviously, but I was like, but how does the other company make money? You
Yep.
know, And what's so incredible is Michelle O'Neill founded this. And when you do purchase the program, we give you, when what she's talking about, master resale rights. Explain to us a little bit about what comes with the master resale rights, because I saw in one of your posts that you also purchased a franchise at one point. And I
Yeah.
have likened this to a franchise, but as I understood, I didn't know how much a franchise was until you mentioned it in your
A
post,
lot.
like $35,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but you then own the business. You get the logo, you get the colors, you get the branding,
Right.
you get all the everything that comes with it. So share with us a little bit about how that has differed from your franchise experience, so to speak.
Yeah, so when I was a franchisee, I purchased a franchise fee, as they call it, for $35,000 from this particular company and brand. And then that franchise gave me, all my marketing materials and everything I needed to start my business. But then I still had to take a $600,000 SBA loan out with a 10-year term, which meant they didn't expect me to pay back my investment for 10 years. And then the franchise would still take a tiny percentage of every single thing, every dollar
Ah,
that I made. So again, even with a franchise, you're working 10, 12, 14-hour days because they tell you what hours your store has to be open.
of
So
course.
that's like, oh, you open at 8, you close at 10. They call the shots, but then they still take their cut. So you're not making 100%, even though you're busting your, what, every single day.
Right.
So that's the beauty of this, in my opinion, is I make 100%. I don't have to give anybody anything, and I own it, and I can do what I want with it, which that it's total freedom. It's amazing.
So, and guys, this is when she says automated website, that's the beauty of what has really changed in the last 3 or 4 years. We've really upped our game in terms of automation. And that's
Yeah.
what helps us have this time freedom. Because people hear, oh, 2 hour workday, but here she is. She's a mom of two special needs children. Her husband's going through his own health journey right now. She has
Yep.
a farm that she manages. She has entire other businesses and books and so on that she's written. She has a ministry. She does coaching. Like, this woman doesn't have a lot of time in her day,
No.
okay,
No, I
to
don't.
be able to put towards this. Yet she's made almost five figures, or no, more than five
Yeah,
figures.
I made 5 figures my first 3 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm
five figures.
continuing that. So I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the next 6 or 12 months, maybe I'll hit 6 figures. So
And we're churning six figures out every single day. I mean, somebody
yeah,
said the other day, where are all these numbers coming from? And I'm like, well, it's a particular let's see, how do I say it? It's 100% business model. So every time you resell the program, you are getting 100% of the profits. The only thing that you pay is a $29 website fee, which is what goes to the company to be able to provide us this automated system. So tell us a
right.
little bit about what is automations.
Well, so going back real briefly, that when I did ebooks and online learning in the 90s, I mean, we would just throw it out on a ebook store website and hope that you had good SEO and that people would find your ebook
Right.
or your online course.
Right.
With automations now, we have it all set up so that the sales funnels are taken care of, the email campaigns are taken care of, and this e-business that is worldwide is running in the background on my automated website. So the leads are being generated for me, the follow-up is being done for me, the selling, the telling, the sharing, everything is being done for me. And that's where my time freedom is coming from, because I don't have to go out there and send out email campaigns and respond to people all the time and try to prospect people. It's all completely done for me. And even though I'm an author, my forte is not techie stuff. It just never has been. I've always hired people to create websites for me, which, by the way, hiring someone to create a website for me is typically a lot more than $900. Okay, so I'll tell you, I
Yes,
mean,
it
I
is.
paid people a couple
Yes.
thousand to create websites for
Yes.
my books and my coaching and my webinars and my seminar, all that stuff. So to
Hmm.
have a business and a
Hmm.
product already made for me, I didn't have to write an online course this time. I didn't have to write a book this time, which takes me 6 months to a year. This was just all done. So
Right.
everything, the creation was automated, the website's automated. That's why I have the freedom I have right now.
Right, guys. And so as many people know, I have a small marketing agency called Capstone Marketing. And I was charging that, and this is why I made such a huge pivot, because I was charging $2,500, $3,500 to do exactly what this program is teaching us. In fact, Michelle offers far more value. You know, we have a 30-day content strategy. She teaches us how to find our perfect customer. Guys, you can have the best product on the world, but if you do
Yep.
not know how to connect with your perfect customer, then they're going to keep scrolling. And it's
Exactly.
it's such a highly competitive, you know, there's 5 billion people on these apps, but we get to post free ads
Yep.
on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever your favorite platform is.
Everything. Yeah.
And she's teaching us within bite-sized videos on how to connect, how to create a social media strategy, because there's an art to this.
Yep. Yep.
And then what happens is that free ad filters people into your automated system so that somebody comes into her website. I mean, it's a CRM is basically
Yeah.
what it is, which is a custom relations manager.
Yep.
So it's an automated system that will send out emails. We don't do SMS text messaging, which I'm really glad, because that gets
Too.
into a whole other
Me too.
thing. But yeah, but so when you say you know, you started this without any tech skills, etc., you know,
Mhm.
share with us, you know, because this is really for the beginner, guys. Like, if you
Yep.
want to have something, especially now for Q4, guys, now's the
Yep.
time.
Exactly.
So, and this is somebody that didn't necessarily have the tech skills, etc., you know, because
I
I think
don't.
that's
I
one
admit
thing
it.
holds people back. And then also, you know, tell us a little bit about kind of, you know, your entrance into it. Like, she made 5 figures in her first 3 weeks just
Yep.
by sharing on TikTok and Facebook.
Right, exactly. I think I've made a few posts on Facebook, but every day I make my 3 pieces of content on TikTok. And I didn't have a TikTok account previous to this. In fact, I wasn't even sure I liked or knew anything about TikTok. I didn't know enough to make a judgment call, put it that way. So when I got into the training, and it showed how you could pick, that she suggests 1 or 2 social media platforms to
Yeah.
start. And then,
Right.
you know, I'm thinking I'll probably expand into another one, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or something, in the next few weeks. But I
Right.
thought, well, what the heck? I'm going to do TikTok, because from a business perspective, it would be a great tool to have. I mean, I'll be honing a new tool that I can use for anything in the future. And so I thought, what the heck? And I'm glad I did, because it grew very quickly and it's been really lucrative. So,
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys, with TikTok, you know, just in case you're an introvert, because I'm actually quite an introvert. It's amazing that I go live like I do, but I find it when I have good company, it's a lot easier to do.
yeah. Yep.
But you know, when you're making that short form video, it can be a little intimidating. But TikTok is so supportive of the brand new creator. Like,
Yeah.
she was able to grow her TikTok, and we give you all the content. So we boast a 2-hour workday, and she just kind of touched into a little bit of what that entails. The 2-hour workday is really about income producing activities. And a lot of the digital marketing courses that are out there, and I've researched them all, the difference between ours and other different courses out there is that we have an actual coaching component. So
Right.
share with us. So it's not just you, okay, here's a video vault, here's a login, here's a password. Now go watch your videos and you're alone.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the community that we have
Yep.
within Legacy Builder.
Well, so I hate to make a comparison, but let me make one just really briefly. So I was in network
Sure.
marketing in the 90s. And so in
Okay.
network marketing in the 90s, again, we didn't have social media and stuff, but I would grow these big downlines, and I would have all these people that I had to train and educate and
Right.
inspire and equip and
Right.
manage and
Right.
micromanage, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so it was like they didn't get training if it wasn't for me, because I was their upline.
That's right.
Since this is not network marketing, the beautiful thing is when someone purchases this program from me, they are not on their own per se, but the good news is I'm not the one that has to micromanage them. All the
Right.
training, the mentoring, all of the support, the community, all comes with the program. So that takes, again, all that off of me.
Right.
And so when someone purchases this program slash business in a box, it's all combined, which is so amazing. You're also purchasing, because it comes with it, the community. So you've got 40,000 people worldwide. So if you have a question, like you get, like sometimes I get inspired in the middle of the night, like some thought will come
Yeah.
into my mind, like, oh, I want to try this. I wonder if that would work. I wonder if anyone's ever done this. I can just put it out there on the community, and someone in South Africa or Germany or whatever will answer me, and I can get an answer right away. I don't have to be trying like I did in the old days to phone up my upline and get help,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so
Right.
the mentoring, there's mentors, there are coaches, and I'm a coach, been a coach for 30 years. So if anyone appreciates that coaches need coaches, it's
Yes.
me. I mean,
Yes.
I want to learn and grow and
Yes.
have somebody who's done it before me so I don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
And that's what's so amazing with this. You get all of that with this. And so it takes the whole burden off of the person that you purchase it from. Like my
Yeah.
girlfriend who I bought this program, I don't have to bother her and ask her questions. I mean, not that she'd mind, but she's got a chronic health condition. I want to bug her all the time because I have this amazing community of
Yep.
coaches and mentors and people that I can ask questions to.
Yeah. And see, guys, this is the other thing. Like for me personally, I thought that was the other biggest part because it's very time consuming when you're bringing on someone that you know, like she said, you know, an entire downline. You're really kind of responsible in some kind of way. And what
Yep.
Michelle really wanted to create was a platform where no matter if your person that you purchased from is there or not, you've got 24/7 access to the community. Now, maybe somebody's watching right now, Carmel, and they're thinking, well, okay, I have a business already.
Yeah.
And you know, I've got my platform situated, you know, I've got my own, you know, branding, I've got my own, you know, maybe they're in a completely different market other than digital marketing.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
can this course also benefit them?
Oh my goodness, yes. In fact, in my opinion, in my experience, there are three kinds of customers or potential common customers for this type of program. And the first one is like you said, I've sold this to so many realtors, to
Right,
chiropractors, to
right,
coaches. In fact,
right,
I sold this to one coach, and the next week he made his first $10,000
right,
because it exploded his coaching. He was selling
right,
these huge coaching packages suddenly because he is mastering digital marketing.
right,
So anyone who has a product or a service or a program, whether they're an affiliate marketer, Etsy shop owner, baker, artist, it could be anybody can utilize the skills that they're honing and mastering from this
right,
program.
right,
Or there's another kind of potential customer, which is someone like me who like right now, I just am at the moment and utilizing this so that I have this automated system selling the program for me.
right, right,
And then there's a third kind. There are people that want to do, in my view, that want to do like what I used to do. They want to create an ebook or an e-learning program or some kind of digital product. They've always had this
right,
idea and they don't
right,
know how to create it and how to take it
right,
to market. And
right,
so
right.
this program speaks to all three. And that's why I think that's why it sells so well, because it literally serves the needs of so many different types of businesses.
Right. And see, guys, this is the thing. This is why I made such a giant pivot because small creators, in my humble opinion, I love working with small creators. And when I say small creators, I mean like not a corporate entity. Okay. Now, the reason why that is because they're not going to be able to afford in the beginning, starting out on their journey, they're not going to be able to afford potentially, you know, something when their offer hasn't yet been validated. They still need those skills, and that there's that very sweet spot right before you validate your offer and you start generating clients. There's that sweet little spot. But the beauty about this is that this program can pertain to anyone from whether or not you're a beginner just
Yep.
starting out wanting to get your offer out there, like maybe you want to create a course. We teach you that. We teach you how to create a course. We teach you how to begin generating an automated system. We give you a blueprint. We give you exactly what to do every single day. That only
Right.
takes 2 hours a day. Then
Yep.
it sets up in its automated system. So whether or not you're a beginner or whether or not you have already an established brick and mortar, like I'm talking to a gentleman right now who's in a design firm.
Hmm.
He's like,
Hmm.
but I don't want to resell it. I'm like, well, that's not it. You don't have to resell it.
You
You
don't
know,
have to, but I
you don't,
can't imagine why someone wouldn't want to since it's
I don't
automated. It doesn't
either.
make any
I
sense.
don't, yeah, exactly. And the other thing that I say is, especially if you're a coach or especially if you've already been in the marketing spaces, adding this because it's so refined. I mean, she's
Right.
got it. I've been trying to create what she's created. That's why I was like, all right, hands up. I'm done. I'm just going to do exactly what she's doing and
Yeah.
selling what she's selling because it's so well refined.
Hmm.
It's so overvalued. We give you over 200 digital products. If you want to just get on an Etsy account, like she was saying,
Yep.
you're a coach, or you're a, like, it pertains to anybody and everybody that's out there that wants to either build their own business on social media or
Right.
begin to get into the digital marketing spaces. Because tell us a
Yep.
little bit about some of the stats. I was reading some of your posts, regarding like 2020. Okay, since you've been in this for
Hmm.
decades. 2020, it was what, like 950 million or something like
Yep.
that a
Exactly.
day?
Yep. And now it's 1.3 billion with a B, $1 billion a day industry, digital
Right.
marketing. And I'm a person that I thoroughly vet and research everything with my due diligence because that's who I am. Because I have so many clients, I want to make sure what I do is reputable. And
Of
so I
course.
did a lot of background checking on this. And I mean, Forbes and Wall Street Journal and other
Yep.
well-respected business experts anticipate it's going to be 1 trillion with a
Right.
T by 2030. So this is like
Right.
incredible timing.
Right. 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 So, guys, I just want to say, now's the time. You're taking it from someone who's in the ministry. Carmel has, how long have you been ministering? Share with us a little bit about that. I just think that's a really beautiful part of what you do.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I started a ministry 23 years ago, and I've written books pertaining to my ministry. And just for me personally, I don't charge for ministry. Anything that's like my trainings or my one-on-one coaching, if it's ministry. I mean, my
Right.
regular coaching, of course I do, but I don't ever charge. And that's just my own conviction. So that's why another reason I love this is since I have a 2-hour workday now, I'm able to generate a full-time income, which allows me more time to do my free ministry and
Right.
kingdom work and things that are important to me that I feel called and led to do. So that's one, especially a major reason why I love this.
Yeah, guys, and that's the beauty of it. She's able to have her passion work, her kingdom work, her ministry that she feels convicted to share, just without, without quote unquote compensation,
Right.
monetarily speaking. And then have this running in the background that helps to support her family and her husband as he's going through this journey. So thanks, Carmel,
Yeah,
so much. Yeah, for all the wonderful work that you do in this world. Thank you for sharing your inspiration with us today.
sure.
I really, really appreciate you. And yeah, guys, if you're watching this live I've tagged Carmel on her Facebook. Please reach out to her, and connect with her if you're ready to get started. And obviously, I'd love to work with you as well if you're part of my audience. And yeah, maybe we'll connect again soon. But thank you.
Well, that's another thing that I really enjoy about this business and community. Like you and I, we're not in competition with each other. Everyone
Oh
is so
yeah.
kind and helping and embracing and encouraging.
Mm,
The community is really all
yeah.
about, it's almost like an extended family. And it wasn't that way with other types of businesses I've been in. And so I really, really like that.
Yeah, guys, I'm so glad you mentioned that. It's a kind of been a little bit of I've been a part of several different communities, and even yoga communities were competitive. We can be a part of these quote unquote communities, spiritual communities, or whatever it is, and there can be in other different business communities I've been a part of. And what's so, I think, that, like she just said, the distinction between this community and other communities is that we're all individuals.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility to build our business. We are all 100%. Michelle O'Neill gets up every single day and she goes live on her TikTok. She goes live on her YouTube. She does her 2-hour
Yeah.
workday. She runs along with us exactly. And she puts in additional hours for our coaching. We have
Hmm.
one-to-one mentor calls. We can get into breakout rooms with her. And she does webinars every single week. Like, she does most of the selling for us. Our
Yeah.
job is to line them up, bring them to the webinars, and then she closes them out for us every single week. Like, this
Right.
woman is working she's putting in more than her 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she's created this culture where, it's a no competition. People don't take other people down. I mean,
Mm-mm.
it's really, yeah, I love it. So thanks for sharing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, it was really good to be on here and I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. I really appreciate it too. Blessings, many blessings to you. And I will see you again soon.
Awesome. Sounds
All
good.
right. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you soon. Bye.